Hello, I'm Heather.
And I'm Ryan.
Welcome to the podcast. It's game night, it's sibling rivalry, it's a walk down memory lane, but most importantly, it's politics free.
Guaranteed.
Welcome to round 8 of Trial by Trolley. Real quick, the game instructions are the same for every episode of this game. If you're following along or this is not your first Trial by Trolley episode, skip ahead about 2.5 minutes if you don't want to listen to the whole thing again. Here's how it works. We have a set of cards. On each one is either an innocent or a guilty party. For example, on a guilty card, we might see a bunch of mafia thugs. And on an innocent card, we might see the world's greatest physicist. Now, imagine we are conducting a trolley and we're coming up to a split track. We can't stop the trolley. We have to switch it onto one of the tracks, but there is someone or something tied to each track. No matter which way we go, we are going to kill someone or destroy something. At first glance, the choice may seem simple. Using our example above, it would be easy for us to say, run over the mafia thugs and save the physicist. But there's a catch. And this is where we bring in the modifier cards. The modifier cards contain handy statements such as, killing them will release the 13 kids they have trapped in their basement, and would literally give you the shirt off their back. Now, if the world's greatest physicist has 13 kids trapped in their basement, and the mafia thugs would literally give you the shirt off their back, maybe the choice is no longer quite so clear. So here's what we're going to do. First, I'll read Ryan his cards, letting him know who or what is tied to each of the tracks, and he'll have to explain to me who he saves and doesn't save and why. Then we'll throw in the modifier cards and see if that doesn't change his mind at all. Then we'll switch it around and it'll be my turn. The scoring is entirely subjective. We can choose to reward or not reward each other however many points we want, and the other person just has to suck it up. Whoever scores the most points wins the ever-coveted Gloating Rights trophy.
Until we play again.
It should be noted that we are playing a modified version of this game because the correctly played version was too difficult for me to translate into podcast form. Also, once again, the game is called Trial by Trolley. It is sold by Skybound Games and is available at store.skybound.com. Link in the show notes. They are not a sponsor. The current running score is Ryan 500, Heather 525. Ryan, are you ready to give me my cards?
I am.
It's my turn. Fantastic.
Heather. On track number 1, a scientist racing to warn everyone about a pending disaster. I feel like we've had this card before. On track 2, a rowdy tour group ignoring a do not cross the trolley track sign. Who do you save and why?
Well, I should probably hit the rowdy tour group ignoring the do not cross the trolley track sign. Can I say they brought it on themselves in this scenario? But mainly, an impending disaster will probably kill way more people than my trolley will on the track, so therefore I should save the scientist, I would think.
Excellent. Excellent answer, Heather.
Thank you.
Would you change your mind if you added in the modifier cards?
Modifier cards?
I got it first.
Ryan, on track number 1, a scientist racing to warn everyone about a pending disaster will be reincarnated as the world's cutest dog.
Aww.
Mm-hmm. On track number 2, a rowdy tour group ignoring a do not cross the trolley track sign will be reincarnated as the world's most obnoxious social media influencer. I think the choice is clear. I'm going to save a rowdy tour. No, I'm not. I'm going to save the scientist warning of impending disaster. That's going to be reincarnated as the cutest puppy.
Agreed.
Although
and
I have to say...
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say the second cutest puppy, because if you ever saw my puppy Coco when she was a puppy, oh my God, you've never seen a cuter puppy than a mini dachshund. I'm just going to throw that out there.
You named a dog Coco?
I didn't. We let our 7-year-old, she was 7 when we got her, name the dog. And it could have been a lot worse.
I don't see why age is relevant to that answer because we had a dog that we named Coco and we were adults when we named her.
I thought you were saying it's like a bad name to give the dog, so I was trying to defend it. I was like, actually proud of her for coming up with a name because she's a chocolate mini dachshund.
That's
too.
right, Heather. Backpedal.
So Coco.
Backpedal.
Yeah. I will. Thank you. Anyways, I think you should give me points for my answer.
Oh, yes, Heather, 1 million points.
God, I hate you so much. 1 million. Okay.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm sure there's a world's most annoying social media influencer now, and I don't know who they are.
The other thing, too, is if they're really popular, that means a lot of people actually don't find them annoying. You know what I mean?
True. Or, people just like drama, so it's like they follow it for the drama.
Or they follow it because they want to troll them and be mean. And I think that's terrible. Don't do that. Don't follow someone just to be mean to them.
So I got a little petty on Reddit.
Oh, did you?
Yes. I forget what the comment was, but someone was like, oh, it was some crazy video that happened in Seattle, the Seattle airport. And then someone's like, oh, this is typical for Seattle. And then some other guy responded back with true. He's like, you see some crazy stuff in Pioneer Square. And then I commented back to him and I was like, Portland never lets me down. And then he downvoted me. And then he's like, Portland and Seattle are not the same. You need to go back to school. And I'm like, dude, there's a Pioneer Square in Portland. I'm sorry. And he never responded back to me. So I was like, I'm going to go downvote all his comments.
Ryan. Okay, you know what? I have not once downvoted anything on Reddit. Not once. I refuse to.
I was just like, I was thinking about how funny it'd be like every time he posted a new comment before it even had a chance.
It's
to
just
get
0.
Any upvotes, I was going to go downvote it and he's going to be like, who's downvoting me?
Who's just chasing me around, stalking me and downvoting me? Oh, Ryan, I tell you what. I have a Reddit rant. Should I say it now? I'll say it right now.
Let's hear it.
It's a rant that I then stopped feeling so ranty about. But what happened was, so I follow the Today I Learned subreddit.
I do too.
And I like that subreddit because you learn some pretty neat stuff on there that you didn't know before. But the general kind of rule is you don't put something up there that's common knowledge.
Right.
That it's got to be some kind of uncommon knowledge. So I get on there. And one of the most popular hot posts at the moment was something along the lines of like, today I learned how George Washington died, and he explained how.
Uh-huh.
And I was reading this going, well, that's common knowledge. Do you know how George Washington died? It's like one of the most famous deaths in America. Well, yeah, kind of.
Oh, okay.
He was bled to death.
Oh, like they did
because they used
bleeding?
To bleed people. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Back in the day as a medical procedure.
He was exsanguinated.
Basically, yeah. But see, that anyone that studied American history in school should know that. I remember it clearly from studying it in history.
Yeah.
So I looked at this post. Listen, no, you're going to feel a lot better in a second. Keep listening to the story. You don't have to look sheepish. I was like, it's common knowledge. I was like, 40,000 fucking upvotes for this shit? That's common. I thought it was common knowledge. And I was super incensed. And because I had gone on there to post my TIL, which was the following. Today I learned that the infamous plane hijacker and thief, DB Cooper, never actually used the alias DB Cooper. That was the name of an early suspect that that the media somebody made a mistake and put that name and that became the name. But the name he actually used on the plane was Dan Cooper. So I was fascinated by that. See, that's why when I go to TIL and post something, that's my reaction. I go, oh my God, fascinating. I'm going to share that. And the first I got like a couple of downvotes, and the first couple of commenters were like, common knowledge. And I was like, oh, fucking really? Oh, fucking really? This is common knowledge. This offbeat fact is common knowledge, but nobody knows how George Washington died. I can't with Reddit. I fucking can't with this book. And then I did end up getting a couple thousand upvotes on it. Like, more people came to it. It was like, oh, cool. I didn't know that. And I was like, see, it's not common knowledge, you first posting bastards. And then I felt a little bit better about the George Washington thing. I was like, fine, I accept that. Apparently, most Redditors don't know how George Washington died. Anyway, okay.
All right. Sorry. Didn't mean to derail this. Heather, on track number 1, a kitten cuddling with a dog.
Aww.
On track number 2, a teenage superhero who will one day save the city. Who do you save and why?
Well, Ryan, I'm going to feel like a rotten scoundrel, but it looks like I'm going to have to run over a kitten cuddling with a dog.
Monster.
I am a monster.
But Heather.
What happens?
Why?
Oh, well, it just seems like a lot more cute kittens and dogs, as well as people and various other things and creatures, will be saved if I don't run over the teenage superhero who will one day save all those things. And I mean, the kitten and dog, they're cute, but later millions of dogs die. You see what I'm saying?
No, Heather, at first it just sounded like word vomit coming out of your mouth. I was like, what are you even saying right now? But it made sense in the end. It all came together.
Okay, thank you.
But anyway, would you change your opinion with the modifier cards?
Well, Ryan, I wasn't expecting to have to explain why.
Well, anyways, the question is, who would you save and why? You just told me who you would save and not why. So I had to make sure you were playing by the rules, Heather.
Cool.
By the rules.
Sometimes it's really obvious. Why? Whatever. Here's the modifier cards. On track number 1, a kitten cuddling with a dog. If they die, you'll have to clean up the mess. Oh, crap. It's actual people's jobs to clean up guts and like roadkill and stuff. I don't know who they are, but thank you. Thank you for doing that so I don't have to. On track number 2, a teenage superhero who will one day save the city. Literally nobody will miss them. Well, that's mean. Can you imagine being so annoying that you save the city and everyone's like, oh, God, not going to miss that guy when he's gone?
That's bad luck Brian as a superhero.
I think, Ryan, what I'm going to have to do is just clean up some kitten and cute cuddly dog guts.
That's totally fair. You know what? I totally understand and agree with you. Heather? 2 million points.
2 million. Okay, this game is a farce. Let's do my third set of cards.
Heather, on track number 1, an obnoxious teenage couple making out on the tracks. On track number 2, the one critic that gave Toy Story 3 a bad review. Who do you save and why?
This is a very tough choice for me, Ryan. Oh my God. Where I used to work, where I would sit for lunch, and always I'd be sitting like 2 tables across from me would sit this couple, a couple of newlyweds, just tonsil wrestling each other. What's it when you like, oh my God, I don't think you see that. Is it passionate, vigorous, whatever it was? I was just like, I want to gag my lunch out. Like
PDA?
Yeah, PDA. Listen, I don't mind a little PDA, a little hug, a little peck.
Sure.
Okay. Full scale, like ramming your head down somebody else's throat through an entire meal is unacceptable. Okay? Stop it.
Did anybody ever say anything to them?
I guess we just felt like we didn't want to be rude, or I don't know why we didn't ever say anything.
I have to tell you a PDA story.
Okay.
So this was years ago. Sophie was probably 1-ish, 2-ish years old. And all of Rebecca's younger siblings were very young. And we did a night out to do some cosmic bowling. And it was me and Rebecca, her 3 siblings, Sophie, and my mother-in-law.
Okay.
And so cosmic bowling's done late at night. It's like 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. And so Sophie's in her stroller, whatever, not a big deal. But anyway, so we're sitting there bowling, we're having a good time, and this young couple comes into the lane next to us. And so we're sitting there bowling, having a good time, and we could see them, like, she's like up on the table, legs spread. He's like all up dry humping her, and they're just like making out, right? And there's just families like to the left and to the right, like all over the place. And I'm like, they're literally like dry humping and making out. And then like he'd get off of her and then like go throw his ball and then come back and then right back to the thrusting and and like everyone around was like visibly uncomfortable. And so finally I was just like, fuck this. I'm going to go do something about this. And I go and I sit down and I just stare at them like this. And the guy's like, whoa, dude, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, shit, I thought you were putting on a show, guy. I'm sorry. Like, you guys, like, maybe want to get a room? You notice the families around you? And he's like, hey, fuck you, guy. He's like, why are there families here anyway? It's too late for children. I'm like, dude, it's cosmic bowling. It's a bowling alley. This isn't like a bar. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I just went up on this guy. And like, I looked at the girl. I'm like, because I have this young female child, and I just like, all I could see is my child doing this in the bowling alley. I was like, your father would be so disappointed in you. And she just starts bawling and like,
Ryan. Bro, you took it too far.
God. I did. I fucking lost my shit on these people. I was so fucking mad. And like, we just got in like this big verbal argument. And finally, like, some staff were like, you guys need to shut the fuck up or get the fuck out. And then Rebecca, my mother-in-law, was just so freaking embarrassed. She's like, we should just go. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, that is a fantastic story. So, Ryan, you know what? In honor of that story, I'm going to run over the obnoxious teenage couple making out on the tracks.
Awesome. But Heather, would you change your mind with the modifier cards?
Modifier cards. I don't know, Ryan. Let's find out. On track number 1, an obnoxious teenage couple making out on the tracks. If they die, you'll have to speak at their funeral in front of at least 100 people. On track number 2, the one critic that gave Toy Story 3 a bad review, their death will earn you a Nobel Peace Prize. How, I wonder, will that happen?
Heather, just out of curiosity, is there any money involved in winning a Nobel Peace Prize?
I don't know. Let's ask Google, because now I'm curious. This year's Nobel Prize winners will each pocket 10 million Swedish kroner, along with their 18-karat gold medal. That's $911,765.
So does that
Ryan?
change your answer at all, Heather?
It does. It does indeed change my answer. I'm going to let those teens mac out to their heart's content and talk at their funeral in front of 100 people.
As you're like...
passing money
like
out.
$100 bills, y'all!
For people that can't see Ryan...
Oh, no, wait,
pretending to throw dollar bills out at the crowd.
No, wait. You're saving them, so there would be no funeral for you to go do that at.
Oh, that's true. No, I'm
Dang
not.
it.
Oh, no. You're right. Okay. Oh, well, it was a funny thought while we were having it.
Heather.
Yes.
5 million points.
Thank you, Ryan. Well, that brings my total for this round to 8 million. And that makes my new running total 8,500,000.
Well done, Heather.
Ryan,
I'm proud of you.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Excellent. On track number 1, 2 violent bank robbers. On track number 2, a notorious hacker. Who do you save and why?
Ooh, I'm going to assume that a notorious hacker is not the good kind of hacker. So I'm going to run over the hacker because he could probably do a lot more damage to a lot more people than 2 violent bank robbers.
Okay.
Until they get caught. Anyway.
Fair enough. But Ryan, what does your answer become when we include the modifier
cards?
Nice try. On track number 1, 2 violent bank robbers. Their death will cause a chain of events that leads to the collapse of the global economy.
Oh.
On track number 2, a notorious hacker stole your identity.
Yeah. You know what? That doesn't change my answer. I'm running over that hacker.
Okay. So the whole world economy collapses now.
Oh, no. Sorry. No,
Yeah,
I changed
notorious hacker stole your identity, bro.
Damn it. Oh, but the hacker's going to bring about the same thing.
What? Ryan.
He'll crash the global economy too.
No, he won't. There's so many hackers. None of them have crashed the global economy yet. I think we're going to be okay.
You know what, Heather? I stole an identity and, my heart took over. But yes, I would run over the 2 bank robbers. I apologize.
Very well. Ryan, I am going to award you 900,000. 475 points for that answer. You're welcome. Ryan, here's your next set of cards. On track number 1, a hard-working father of 5. On track number 2, an open gateway to hell that will close if hit by a trolley. Who do you save and why?
If I hit the gateway to hell, do I go to hell? Is that like my ticket to hell?
Well, it doesn't say that.
Do I fall in and the gateway closes?
I don't think so. I think the trolley hits it and it closes before you get there.
Hey, listen, here's the thing.
I
don't feel like going to hell. And I'd rather hit the hardworking father of 5 because, what's a gateway to hell? What's really getting out of there? Everyone can suffer with me.
I don't know. So you're going to hit the gateway to... No, you're going to hit the hardworking father of 5 is your answer to this question?
Yes.
All
I'm
right.
hitting the hardworking father of 5.
And leaving the gateway to hell open. Do you know things can come out of the gateway to hell, right?
Yeah,
as well as go into it?
There's gateways to hell everywhere, right?
All right, Ryan. Well, what happens if we add the modifier cards? On track number 1, a hardworking father of 5 steals money from children's hospitals to fund their underground hobo fight club.
See, I knew I was making the right decision.
On track number 2, an open gateway to hell that will close if hit by a trolley. Their death will inspire copycat trolley killings around the world. What do you do?
So, then that means that there's multiple gateways to hell all over the world.
Yes.
You know what? I think I might actually hit the gateway to hell, and I'll just jump off the trolley before I hit it. That way, all the rest of the gateways to hell will get hit by trolleys and just shut it down.
Well, Ryan, I like that answer. And for that answer, I award you 99,000 points.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Ready for your third set of cards? On track number 1, 15 people waiting in line at a soup kitchen. On track number 2, a crew of firefighters rescuing a kitten.
Are we in Pleasantville right now? What just happened?
I know. We have a lot of very cute, cuddly things.
Heather, Heather, I'm gonna have to hit the 15 people waiting in line at the soup kitchen. Because even though those firefighters are wasting their time rescuing a kitten, there's probably a lot more good that they'd be doing later anyway in a rescuing of actual people that need rescuing. And
like the 15 people you're about to hit with the trolley.
You know, knowing these firefighters, they'll probably see me just ram these fucking 15 people down. They're like, but the kitten.
You know what? This card, a crew of firefighters rescuing a kitten, was the inspiration for the question I asked Reddit, which was, firefighters, what's the dumbest thing you've ever been called to do? Which nobody answered. I got 0 answers. But that card, I was like, who calls a fire? Like, don't call the fire department if you need a kitten out of a tree. Just climb up the damn tree and get it yourself.
Dude, Heather, we should start the kitten rescue squad and just be like dressed up in as firefighters.
Nice.
Have like the rig and just be like, get like a number that people call. Like it'll be like 9911 anytime a cat needs rescuing.
That's a terrible idea for a number. Go on.
999-111.
No, any 911 in there, I think is a bad idea. You know, they have so many animal rescue things already, but I love where your mind is.
This is just specifically to get cats out of trees and telephone poles and shit.
Okay, I like where your head's at there. I do.
Anywho. Oh, yes, but I didn't get the modifier cards.
You didn't. Ryan, let's get the modifier cards.
The modifier cards.
On track number 1.
Oh.
On track number 1, 15 people waiting in line at a soup kitchen is about to meet their soulmate and fall in love.
Aww.
And not be able to afford any of the dates and stuff. On track number 2.
Yes, they'll just keep going to soup kitchens, Heather.
True. I totally forgot. What am I even thinking? On track number 2, a crew of firefighters rescuing a kitten just bought a life insurance policy for everyone on the other track.
I'm going to hit the 15 people, and while I'm doing it, I'm going to yell out, I get a cut of this, right?
You know what? Love that answer. Ryan, 7 million points for you.
Awesome.
Which means that your total for this round is...
Yes, you have to do math, Heather, because your numbers were absurd.
Ryan, I was trying to even out our score, and I fucked it up so bad.
Sweet.
Your total for this round, 7,999,475, which brings... Maybe I didn't fuck it up as bad as I thought.
You still won the round, Heather. You still won the round. I didn't quite make 8 million.
So I'm at 8,500,000 and you're at 8 million. So
Look at you, Heather.
I won. Amazing.
You tried so hard to even us out and you failed. And guess who?
Screwed it up.
You give me the cards first next week.
But for the final round of the game, you give me the cards first. So this ain't over. You will win this game.
You know what?
What, Rye?
I'm going to mess you up so hard and you're going to fuck up your math again. Just you wait.
No, that's mean.
Yeah. It's
okay,
on, Heather.
Fine. Great. So as gone over, my ingenious question received no responses, but a similar question asked by someone else on Reddit, who everyone likes more than me, was, first responders, what is the stupidest reason someone called emergency services and what happened? It admittedly is a better question than the one I asked. From Whitcock. Well, I once sprayed myself in the eyes with bear spray as a kid and wound up calling the fire department. Fun. My initial perception was that you put bear spray on yourself, not the bear. It was an incredibly rude awakening. The fire department got a good laugh about it, while I vigorously poured water into my eyes as I continued to cry. From Blue Ellen. My cousin was learning about emergency numbers. She stole my Nana's phone, ran to my Nana's room, gathered my siblings, and called 911. Of course, someone answered, and she flipped out. She immediately hung up without saying something. The operator called back, but nobody answered. 10 minutes later, the police arrive. They say that they got a phone call from this location. My cousin immediately starts wailing in the background. My Nana calls for one of my siblings, who tells her that it was my cousin who called because she wanted to see if anyone would answer. My Nana apologizes, and the police start laughing, saying that it happens all the time. From Rumble Ghost 96. Got a call for chest pains. Patient gave a really generic story. Got to the hospital, and when the triage nurse asked what was wrong, I start telling her about the patient's pain. The patient cut me off to explain she wasn't having chest pains. She just wanted a ride to the hospital because she liked the socks she got in the emergency room last time and would like another pair.
Oh my God.
From Pencil Owner. My buddy became a cop a few years ago, and he got his first call ever. It was to a guy's house. The man was in his 20s and was pissed that someone was sending him dick pics on Facebook. My friend's first call was to show a guy how to block people on Facebook. From Watch the Boom. A kid called 911 because he wanted us to come arrest his brother for not sharing the Legos from the Lego bin. You see, they were supposed to share, but his brother wasn't sharing. The caller's mom even told his brother to share, but the brother declined. The bin had enough Legos for both of them, but the caller's brother said that he was playing with all of the Legos. This wasn't reasonable to our caller. There were too many Legos for one person to play with at the same time. Therefore, our caller's brother was a liar, a turd, and he definitely wasn't sharing. And Mom said he had to share, so we needed to come arrest him. While hilarious, we wanted to do a quick check to make sure there wasn't something else going on. We had a high degree of confidence that this wasn't a coded request for help, so we asked to speak to an adult. After confirming that there was no actual emergency, we ended the call and recommended no action. Share your Legos, kids. Well, folks, once again, I will ask only one thing of you as we end off here. Share the podcast. Tell somebody about it. Tell them that it makes you laugh or cry or whatever it is. If you love us, help us out.
I hope we don't make anybody cry.
We make them laugh so hard they cry. What?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. And that said, have a wonderful, magnificent, fantastic, and awesome week.
Until we play again.